Why not try to...
So I've always maintained that most Trump supporters only support him because they have one thing in common with him: racism. You talk to anyone from any walk of life, any profession, those that voted for him, those who support him, they saw exactly what he did during his first term. They saw the division, the rising debts and deficits, but they voted for him a second time anyway. Then he loses that election and they wait 4 years and they vote for him again, despite the fact that when he was president the first time around, he didn't do anything for 90% of this country. You're about to watch a video of people being asked, what are some of the biggest issues in your community? The answers that they give about the biggest issues in their community are issues that Democrats are always trying to fix. Then they're asked what they think of Donald Trump. Their answers have nothing to do with the problems they say are the biggest problems in their community. Their answers are basically, we like his racism.
What would you say is the biggest issue facing your community?
Right now, it's basically all of our small town farmers getting pushed out for bigger corporations. I mean, there's 15, 20 farmers that I know personally that they're now getting pushed out to all these big 2,000, 3,000 cow barns. These small town guys, that's all we've got. We had a 5-generation dairy farm. Milk prices dropped so hard that we had to sell all of our dairy cows. We lost our big income right there. Big corporation, they lose 30 cents a gallon. It's not a big deal, but down here, we lose 30 cents a gallon. That's feed for a winter. That's food on our tables.
What do you think could address this problem?
The only way we can really be able to do it is if there's any sort of funding we can get from the government. Help us out. We're struggling here.
What do you think about Trump?
Oh, I support Trump. He's bringing us back to where we should have been. All these immigration laws, I have nothing against when they come in legally, but when they're jumping borders, they're hurting us right there. I mean, they're taking jobs away from us.
So the biggest problems, he says, is small farms getting squeezed out by big corporations. Those big corporations, if they lose a little bit of money, it's no big deal for them. But if we lose a little bit of money, it's food off of our tables. Republicans have always been on the side of big corporations. They don't give a damn about small farms. Republicans believe the more they give to these big corporations, the more they give to rich people, somehow that's going to trickle down to the poor people. We know that does not work. We've proven many, many times that trickle-down economics does not work, but somehow Republicans who are poor and working class keep voting for that shit anyway. Then he's asked, what can we do to alleviate this? It's always crazy to me when these farmers who vote for a party that does not care about welfare start begging for welfare. He's like, we need the government to step in. We need the government to fund us. If a leftist says that, that's socialism. Oh my God, you guys are Marxist socialists. We can't do that. We can't take from other people to give to you guys. But for some reason, the farmers think they should be able to take my tax dollars and give to them. And had they not ever voted for this man, they wouldn't be in the situation that they're in right now. And then he's asked, what do you think of Donald Trump? And he's like, oh yeah, love him. Love the immigration stuff, closing the borders. I don't mind if people come here legally, but when they come here illegally, I don't like that, and they're taking jobs away from us. No, they're not. Name one farmer who's been squeezed out of his job by Mexican immigrants. It hasn't happened. But what they are doing is taking away your workers, because now you have farmers who are begging Donald Trump for exceptions so they don't lose all of their workers. What are you even talking about? This is the craziest shit ever. And again, it is all because of the racism. These people will be begging for welfare, standing in line for cheese, but they'll think they won because they got to watch Donald Trump deport Hispanic people.
What is the biggest issue in your community?
I would say probably just grocery prices. There's a lot of families in town where, some nights their kids don't even eat, so it's bad.
Do you have an idea of what could lower them?
People say the tariffs are super high and that's what's causing it, but I think long-term tariffs are a smart plan.
Biggest issue in his community? Grocery prices. There are families in his town where sometimes their kids don't even get to eat. What do you think the reason is for this? Well, some people say the tariffs, but tariffs are going to be good in the long run. He has no idea what he's talking about. He's literally regurgitating what Donald Trump has said to him. Oh yeah, don't worry, you guys. Tariffs are going to be good in the long term. I'm going to make people build factories in America. We're going to get a bunch of jobs in America. The tariffs are going to squeeze them. No, it's not happening. These things are not happening. You're being lied to, like over and over again. This dude knows tariffs are the reason people in his community aren't eating, but he's willing to deal with that because of racism.
What do you think about Trump?
I think he's a great dude. Help getting like illegals out and stuff. That's good. Mostly his one-liners to like get a good laugh out of that.
Why would you say the Democratic Party doesn't represent you?
I feel like kind of cry about too much, you know?
This guy likes the racism and the one-liners. Doesn't care about food on anyone's table. Doesn't care about raising the minimum wage. No, he likes that he's getting rid of immigrants. And oh yeah, his one-liners make him laugh. Oh, that and Democrats cry too much. Yeah, Democrats cry too much. But right now, farmers are crying a lot because they want welfare. But again, he loves the racism.
Well, I just feel like the Democrats, they like to help out the bigger and the richer. They're more worried about all of our richy rich and not the working class people. In the last 4 years when we had Biden in there, our national debt increased by so much, especially for that Ukraine war and all that. We've got U.S. vets in on the streets. We can't help them, but we can send billions over to Ukraine to help people that aren't even U.S. citizens.
Some of this is pure stupidity, and then some of it is propaganda and indoctrination coming from Fox News. But the first part, I don't even think Fox News is saying this. He said the Democrats care about the richy rich. Like, no one says that about Democrats. They're always saying Democrats are trying to give too much to the poor. Like, it's Republicans who want to give to the rich. It is Donald Trump who stood at Mar-a-Lago and told rich people, I'm going to make you guys richer. I'm going to give you guys more tax cuts. Don't worry. I'm going to take care of you. And then he says the Democrats are funding the Ukraine war. Donald Trump came in. They all ran on, oh yeah, we're not funding these wars. They're still funding the wars. They're still doing that. And then he talks about doing things for homeless vets. You might want to research what Donald Trump did to homeless vets in Washington, D.C. He told the National Guard to get them the hell out of here. Get rid of the tents, get rid of everything. I don't care if you throw them in jail. I just don't want to see them if I got to drive by. Those were homeless vets. He did not give a damn about them. And it is us, the Democrats, who are always saying, do more for the American people. We tried to do student loan debt. We tried to raise the federal minimum wage. We're trying to give people, like, you know, fair and safe working conditions. Republicans never want to do that. They never want to do things for poor people. What are you talking about? Like, this is not, no one, absolutely no one thinks that Democrats are looking out for the rich.
The Democratic Party is just like too giving when it comes to war. I think the country would be in a lot worse place if Kamala was our president right now.
And this is why I always say I do not make these videos for Magas and Republicans. Most of them are way too far gone. They're drinking the Kool-Aid. They're believing all the Donald Trump bullshit. So I don't make these videos for them. I make these videos to inform you guys. I make these videos to hopefully persuade you to get out to the polls and vote. Make your voice be heard. Get out there. Let's get rid of these Republicans during the midterms. We gotta switch the House and Senate to Democrat in 2026. And then we gotta get Republicans and people with this Trump ideology out of the White House. These people have no idea what they're talking about. They're not very educated. They just say what they're being told from people like Jesse Waters and Greg Gutfeld on Fox News. The only thing we can do, it is worthless to try to speak rational to irrational people. It is worthless to try to speak logic to people who are logical. It is up to us to get our people to make sure that we get as many of us as we can to the polls and vote these people out. Period.
Don't want no enemies or ops. Envy in they heart, I tell them stop. Vacation on the yacht.